Hello and welcome to another exciting episode of Badminton Unlimited. Coming up on today's show, the Thomas and Uber Cup Finals 2018 group stage fixtures are out. Find out who's facing whom. We spend the day with Scotland's #1 female badminton player Kirsty Gilmour and get a sneak peek into her daily routine.
Warm up this whole body. 24 and it doesn't warm up as quickly as it did when it was 19.
And we go behind the scenes to find out more about what made the 2018 Commonwealth Games a big success.
We are open for 30 consecutive days, so to maintain that level of service and to keep the standard up throughout the event, of course, is a challenge.
Indonesia, the most successful nation in the Thomas Cup, will begin their bid for a 14th title when they take on Canada in Group B of the opening session of the Total BWF Thomas and Uber Cup Finals 2018 in Bangkok on Sunday 20th of May. Meanwhile, India will face France in Group A in one of 4 matches played in the morning session. The other 2 courts will see the opening Uber Cup matches, with Chinese Taipei tackling Hong Kong in Group B and Japan clashing with Australia in Group A. Hosts Thailand begin their Uber Cup campaign in the second session against Germany in Group B. Their Thomas Cup compatriots take to the court in the evening session against Korea, also in Group B. Both defending champions will be in action during the opening session of the second day. Thomas Cup title holders Denmark face Algeria in Group D, while Uber Cup queens China battle France, also in Group D. The Chinese, who have a record 14 titles, will be gunning for a 15th. A thrilling prospect in the afternoon session will be the Uber Cup Group D clash between neighbours Indonesia and Malaysia. It'll be a tough couple of matches for the Malaysian women, as they would face the mighty Chinese next in the opening session of Day 3. In the evening, the Chinese men's team will most likely face a stern challenge in their group stage match against India. There are some epic clashes on the last day of the group stage, with China taking Indonesia in the Uber Cup in the morning, while India face top seeds Japan in the afternoon. A mouth-watering encounter between Denmark and Malaysia in the Thomas Cup will take place in the evening session. Upon the completion of the round-robin matches on May the 23rd, a knockout stage draw will be conducted, determining the paths of the top 8 teams in both competitions. The quarterfinals will be held over 3 sessions on the following day. The 2018 Commonwealth Games ended over a week ago, but images of the vibrant official merchandise still pop up on social media, reviving memories of the Gold Coast event. It's little surprise then that the Borrowby mascot was flying off the shelves at all the stores located in the city.
Borrowby is by far, he is our mascot. He is by far our biggest seller, and we have actually sold out of him. He's been that popular. So we've got hats, we've got caps, we've got shirts, we've got key rings and pins. We've got lots and lots of towels, tea towels, mugs, cups, glasses, everything. We've had so many thousands of people through the store in the last 2 weeks. Everything's flying off the shelves, towels, t-shirts, Borrowbys. It has been very, very busy over the last couple of days. Yes, we are selling through some lines very quickly.
I'm here just to get a couple of t-shirts for my daughters who are interested in sports, and I think the Commonwealth Games is a good memorable event for them to remember. I've bought a couple of polo shirts for them.
I wanted to buy one of the hoodies, but they had sold out, but we got to meet James Roberts.
I got a couple of towels for my nieces and nephews back home, just to take a wee something back to them, you know, a wee bit of the games. They've got wee towels, wee hood towels, so you put them over and there's a wee hood and it looks like Borrowby, the mascot. So I hope they like that.
I hope that they have a good experience when they're here in the store and are able to take something home with them that reminds them of their time here. There's been so many lovely people who have come through, and I'm glad that we've had that opportunity to showcase the Commonwealth Games and the Gold Coast.
Kirsty Gilmour is a trailblazer for Scottish badminton. She won a silver medal in the 2014 Commonwealth Games in front of her home fans in Glasgow and recently secured a bronze in Gold Coast. Badminton Unlimited took our cameras to Scotland to document her typical training day at the National Badminton Academy.
So today, well, every day I have to warm up this old body. 24 and it doesn't warm up as quickly as it did when it was 19. So yeah, there's just I don't have a particular order. I just get going. A few things I like to do, mostly centered around kind of hips and hamstrings and glutes and that kind of thing. Yeah, normally I arrive just after 7:30 and just go through all my own warm-up things, and then I like to faff around. I have to do my hair, and yeah, I will retie my shoes until they're correct. So I have to do all that stuff, fill my juice bottle, all that kind of thing. Now in the mornings we'll do alternate mornings, shadow warm-up practice, and this kind of agility sort of thing that we're getting set up. So I prefer the agility mornings to the shadow mornings. But yeah, it's just always a good way to warm up before you start like the real on-court stuff, so that you're super warm for that, because it's quite chilly in here, so I have to get going a bit more in here for sure. I very much need some me time, and normally I have that in my house in the morning, but I also just like to be here. Normally I'll put some music on and just have a couple of minutes, put my phone away, and start mentally preparing and physically preparing, I guess. So yeah, that's really quite important to me. So yeah, I enjoy doing that in the morning. It's hard to get out of bed, but it's worth it just for that little kind of 5-10 minutes before everyone else arrives. We're doing this 5 times, so you'll get your shot.
That was only one half of the morning training session. Next, it's time to hit the courts. Badminton Unlimited sat down with Kirsty's Malaysian coach, Wong Tat Men, who took charge last year, as well as her teammate and training partner Kieran Merrilees during the breaks, to learn more about this 2-time European silver medalist.
Yeah, I'd say Kirsty, she's very friendly off court, very sociable, very happy person, and on court I'd say she's very determined and very, very hardworking. She's had a lot of success in the world stage, which in Scotland is quite a rare thing, so I think for the younger players it's definitely good for them to have a role model like Kirsty, who is achieving at a high level in the sport at the moment.
So when I first came here last year, I saw this girl, oh, she got very good hardware, but I need to improve her software. Her movement on court and her technical skill, I need to shape up on that one. Her movement is not so smooth, but it's getting better, compared last year. And because of the hitting technique, so limited her choice of strokes. So now when I improve her hitting technique, so she got more choice of more variety on her strokes. To maximize my badminton specific language into her understanding, so I even try to teach her some Chinese words. So when I said that word, she immediately know, oh, this is what I meant. It's fun. It's fun. If you compare Scotland with Malaysia or some country in Asia, but because they do full-time quite early age, and then they are looking after by the association the moment they step into the senior school. So they do have to pay for their accommodation, they're looking after with the meals, and they sleep there, eat there, they train there, everything for free, even for tournament. But whereby, for example, Kirsty, she lives in a house by herself, she has to travel every day, and then we got, of course we support her some tournaments, right, and some training. So other than that, everything is by herself already. So I find that people from Europe, they are more independent. That desire want to do well in badminton is come from themselves. You know, last year when I saw her, it's like, wow, she trained hard, but her temper, she can get so angry. I explained to her, no, this is not the way. If you show your temper, emotions, curse every day, and you can become world champion, by all means do that. But it doesn't work that way. And there was so many matches, and because she allowed her heart to overtake her thinking, so she didn't do very well in that tournament. Yeah, she must learn to use this, then this.
Time for a quick break. When we come back, Kirsty Gilmour takes us on a tour of Glasgow.
I'm feeling this piece of art right now. I can relate to the shoelaces here.
And we go backstage at the 2018 Commonwealth Games to find out how the stories were created around the mega event. Having spent most of her life in Glasgow, Kirsty Gilmour knows the ins and outs of this Scottish city that has hosted major sporting events like the BWF World Championships in 2017 and the Commonwealth Games in 2014. So who better to take us around this wonderful city than Kirsty? And it's not your typical tour either.
I don't like to eat too close to the session because I've discovered when you hit 24, you get heartburn. So try to have quite an early lunch and then maybe a snack closer to the session, but try not to go too long without food, but which is not a problem for me because I love food. So what do I love about Glasgow? Okay, the slogan for Glasgow is people make Glasgow, but it's really true. And I think for me one of the best things is the mixture of kind of sport and arts and culture. As we're going to go and see, the art encapsulates everything else about the city. So the art encapsulates sport, encapsulates nature. 15 minutes from the city centre, you can be in the countryside. I think that's really special. But we have such a mixture of like everything. Glasgow's not just one thing. I'm feeling this piece of art right now. I can relate to the shoelaces here. My old coach used to say that if he had £1 for every time I retied my shoelaces, he could retire. And that he is not wrong. Sometimes they're too loose, sometimes they're going to be too tight. I have to retie them until they're just right, but then that might change all within a session, so I have to stop and I have to retie them again. It's quite particular. But I don't really, it's just they have to be right. And so I'm feeling this art piece right now. I can relate, although they look a bit loose for my liking. I would not be running around a court, well, firstly in Timberlands, or with laces that loose. So I was like showing one of my friends around the city, and I didn't realise that I was doing it. every time I pointed something out, I was like, oh, so at Glasgow 2014 at the Commonwealth Games, this was like what happened here. And she was like, did the Commonwealth Games happen all the time? And I was like, no, it was just 2 weeks. But I relate so much of this city to the Commonwealth Games. I'm pretty sure someone told me that they played my semi-final match from the Commonwealth Games on this screen, and like there was chairs out and stuff like that. So it's pretty cool. I don't come here very often, but I do. I think it's got really, really good vibes, especially in the evenings. It's got like fairy lights and things. Yeah, I really like it in the Merchant Square. I do get that kind of sense from Glasgow because it's kind of small enough and intimate enough that you can kind of get to know like the regular followers and things like that. You don't feel so separated from them, even though I'm rarely actually here or competing here. But no, it's a really nice feeling, and it's relentless friendliness as well.
Sorry, I work in production, so it's Hey, my name's Charles Sachi. I'm happy to be in this show. Okay, so you're quite good at badminton.
Well, that's my job, so yeah.
Fair play. It's the job you don't consider a job because you love it, right?
Exactly. Find something you love and you won't work a day in your life, eh?
Exactly, exactly. Speaking of that, I'm getting paid right now. I'm working. I'm loving it.
You better get back to it. That's why I love Glasgow. This mural was one of, I don't know specifically how many, but for the Commonwealth Games there was murals put up all around the city. So as far as I know, there's a badminton one, I know of a netball one, rugby, hockey. And so this one's actually of Kieran, who I train with every day. And yeah, he didn't know that was happening. And it's, you know, quite a big thing to be happening. So yeah, they've made a slight error. I don't want to point out flaws, but he is playing left-handed in the front picture and then right-handed in the back picture. And I can confirm that he is just right-handed. He's not ambidextrous. And I think he would wish he was, but he's not. For there to be a massive mural of badminton, I think it did. I think anyone that walks past kind of, you know, it's a nice reminder that, you know, Glasgow holds a world-class badminton event every year, not just Commonwealth Games, and we've been lucky enough to have a World Championships as well. So it's really something that's ingrained within the city, and it just acts as a nice reminder. Whether you see the badminton one or the hockey one or the netball one, yeah, you're always kind of, you know, reminded of world-class sport wherever you are in the city. It is quite unique and quite a special thing to be Scottish. And I do love playing with Scotland on my back. You know, anytime I step out into the court, I couldn't imagine having any other country on my back. I don't think that will never change. Yeah, so this is the Duke of Wellington statue. I don't know a huge amount about the history of it, but for as long as I've ever known it, it's had that cone on top of its head. It's like a Glasgow landmark. It's just outside the Museum of Modern Art. And I think the council or the government did actually remove the cone a couple of years ago, and then hundreds of thousands of people signed a petition to get the cone put back in place, and it is back in place. So yeah, I think it's just something kind of special about Glasgow. Fun food fact from Glasgow, chicken tikka masala was invented here by, I read the name and I can't remember who it was, but they mixed tomato soup with chicken tikka and they came up with chicken tikka masala. 100%, but let me fact check it. Let me fact check. I know, I'm confident in my answer. My guilty pleasure is probably just food. I really love food. Some people aren't really too bothered with it, but like I say, I like to check out kind of new restaurants, and some people are super strict with their diet. I am to a certain extent, but then I just really enjoy food. I enjoy enjoying food. Yeah, probably food is my little vice.
Hi, my name's Jo Price. I'm a volunteer with the 2018 Gold Coast Commonwealth Games. I'm a games shaper.
Be part of something bigger was the call for people to volunteer during the 2018 Commonwealth Games. And the response was overwhelming. Close to 15,000 game shapers, as they were known, helped bring the Games to life, creating lasting memories for athletes, officials and visitors who converged on Gold Coast for 11 days of sport.
We're here to be the face of the Commonwealth Games. We interact with the public, we point people in the right direction, we give it information. We're just sort of here as a general point of contact if you're not sure where to go or what's happening around you.
I do love the Gold Coast and I promote it at every opportunity, and I enjoy sport and meeting people, and I have volunteered in the past quite a lot, and you get so much from it that I thought, well, why not throw my hat into the ring, and I was lucky enough to be selected.
They've been so important. There's been so many of them, and there's been so good that they've volunteered their own time to come here and to show spectators like me where to go and make them happy. Seeing them all with their big hands and doing high five to all the kids and people as you go in and out, it's been really good. I actually applied to volunteer here, but I didn't get accepted, so there was so many people wanted to do it, so so I'll try again if we do something again like this next time. Yeah, just keep up the good work and just keep volunteering, you're great.
They're amazing. They are so helpful, they're friendly, they greet you in, they make you laugh, so it's very, very welcoming.
Yep, they give you the high five, they're always cheerful and, singing and always welcoming to the Games. It's been really good.
Thank you so much for making the experience memorable, and you guys are awesome. Thank you so much for giving your time.
Besides the volunteers, the media coverage too was an integral part of the Games. 2 media centres ran concurrently to provide comprehensive service for all. With approximately 1,500 news organisation representatives and 2,000 rights holders, the task of managing the centres was certainly challenging.
It's the main media facility on the Gold Coast. We're the largest media facility for accredited media covering the Games. Of course, they had similar media centres in every competition venue, but a bit of a smaller size. We are co-located with the IBC, so the rights holding broadcasters were there as well. We sort of collect the information from all the competition venues, so making sure that all the journalists that actually are based in the main press centre and cover different sport from here have the information they need to sort of cover all the competition. So that takes a little bit of coordination, and hopefully we've managed to do it pretty well.
Accessing of information, I think it was excellent. You know what it was on a timely basis. You're able to access results almost immediately.
We are open for 30 consecutive days, so to maintain that level of service and to keep the standard up throughout the event, of course, is a challenge. Hopefully we did it pretty well. I must say that the volunteers that we had at the main media centre, they were really, really a big part of our success, I think.
The City Media Centre is really something that runs alongside the Games Media Centre. The main press centre is for the sports media, those people that are going to be covering all of the different sports at all of the different venues. Whereas the City Media Centre offers content and opportunity outside of the sport. It's covering everything else that's in the city, whether that be the festival and the culture and the art that's going on around the city. Also the business program. What the City Media Centre is there for is to allow the host city to actually maximise the potential of hosting the Games and get that return on its investment so that it can actually, change perception, inform people as to why they should come here, why they should do business here, and tell the story of the city and the state to the world's media. Hopefully the legacy is that what we've been able to do is take the story of the city to a much broader audience so that people go, we must find out about the Gold Coast.
That's it for this episode of Badminton Unlimited. Join us again next week as we speak to Malaysia's Olympic silver medalists Chan Pen Soon and Goh Liu Ying.
Hey, why you a lot of simple mistakes?
Yeah, this no good, this no good. You need to catch up and you need to improve this one. A lot of things. Yeah.
And we look ahead to the Barfoot and Thompson New Zealand Open, part of the HSBC BWF World Tour.
And there it is. She's done it. She's won the Sky City New Zealand Badminton Open.
In the meantime, remember, you can log on to the BWF's fan site, bwfbadminton.com, for all the latest news and features.